Next is Learning from Failure Through Coding, presented by Arvind Rajan.
How many people have experienced failure and have gone frustrated many times? Maybe it has been received a bad grade, messed up one of your lines in the play, or stumbled a few words when reading the few couple pages of a book. We've all had something like this happen to us, but these events are not really failures, but they are setbacks. I, for one, have experienced many of these setbacks, especially with coding. After spending a lot of time learning to code, I would still fail in some coding quizzes which help test your knowledge on coding. Even after doing the tutorials of what to do, I would still have to try again and again just to solve the puzzle when it had been 30 minutes. I have gotten frustrated and angry with myself just because it has taken me so long just to solve the puzzle. But that was when I realized coding is an emotional roller coaster. Though I kept getting frustrated in myself because of coding, it did help me to keep learning about the puzzle and what it was trying to get me to do. It seemed like every time I didn't get it, but it did help me to keep trying on the puzzle and have closer hints into solving the problem. And that is why tonight I am here to tell you about the value of using failure as a motivating factor for success. Now, let me get this straight. People fear failure. According to Professor Martin Covington from Berkeley, failures make people question their self-worth. Most people will commonly quit the activity that they failed in and never seem to persevere or keep trying at it. This may be because people never had that motivation to persevere through a certain issue. This might also be because people have not been affected from one failure, an inconsistent amount of failures, but repeated failures is what throws people off. Now, according to another professor, Christian Neff, from the University of Texas, self-forgiveness is crucial to improvement through failures. And although self-forgiveness is critical to improvement, so is self-criticism, because that is what can make your failures into a success, whether big or small. When I was doing coding, I was intrigued. Looking at all these cool and fancy things, I thought I was tech savvy. But I realized I wasn't just learning how to be good at code, but I was also learning how to be good at failing. Now, the first thing that failure teaches is to think critically. Coding was a puzzle that was meant to trick you. It challenges and triggers your brain many, many times and in many different ways. It constantly keeps throwing you problem after problem that your initial reaction is, what the heck? Boulders after boulders you have to face each time, but it is really testing your brain to see if you can crack it. When I was doing coding, I figured out that if something wasn't working, it's not a good option to use. It seemed like coding was a multiple choice question, but not only I had to find the answers, I had to find the choices and keep eliminating them in order to find the correct answer. But that was when I also realized the obstacles I was facing aren't just specific to coding, but in fact, anytime you encounter something, you have to use critical thinking to find another approach. Now, the second lesson I learned from coding is to stay motivated through it. I learned from failures to stay motivated through it. So, how do we maintain this patience and motivation? That is to never let that emotion that triggers you or angers you overcome you. It is to keep on doing something constantly, again and again, until you get it. An important lesson I learned from coding is that if you try, you can make your failures into success, and you can make whatever you got wrong into whatever you got right. Now, the last lesson I learned from failing is that makes you a better person. Now, though failures make you a better person, it doesn't automatically do that, like in a snap. It might take hours of refining yourself, if not years of refining yourself, just to fix one mistake. It'll have to take time and time again just to solve one question, like the one I previously mentioned that had to take me 30 minutes to do. Now, although you're better off meeting your new goal, acquiring a new skill, but you have now obtained a whole new subset of soft skills: grit, determination, and patience, amongst others. To conclude, failing in skills like coding is an emotional roller coaster, but it teaches us how to think critically, how to stay motivated, and how to become a better person, and also to overcome through our failures. Because overcoming through our failures is important, because that can manage our emotions, our highs and our lows, like in a roller coaster. I hope that tonight you have taken this experience that I shared with you and hope you use it for things you want to do in your lifetime. Thank you.